Welcome back to Powerful Women in the World podcast. Episode 6, The Art of Decision Making, How Powerful Women Think Under Pressure. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome to a space where we don't just talk, we grow, we learn, and we rise together. This is where we unlock the power within us and build lives we're proud of. Now, today's episode is one that every woman needs. It's called The Art of Decision Making, How Powerful Women Think Under Pressure. Because let's be honest, life will always test you. Whether you're running a business, leading your home, navigating relationships, or stepping into something new, one thing is guaranteed: you will be required to make decisions. And not just easy ones. Some decisions will stretch you. They'll scare you. They'll shake your confidence. They'll force you to trust yourself more than you ever have before. So how do powerful women do it? How do they make bold decisions when the pressure is high, the stakes are real, and the outcome is uncertain? Let me tell you something up front: powerful women are not born knowing exactly what to do all the time. They just learn how to listen to their intuition, weigh their options wisely, and make peace with imperfection. That's the key. They don't wait until everything is perfect. They don't wait until they have zero fear or complete clarity. They move forward anyway, with wisdom, with intention, and with courage. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how they do it. Let's begin by acknowledging the truth: decision-making is both an art and a skill. And like any skill, it gets sharper the more you practice it. So if you're someone who second-guesses yourself a lot, or maybe you freeze under pressure, or feel overwhelmed when there's too much on the line, don't beat yourself up. You're not alone. That's where many of us start. But that's not where you have to stay. Powerful women first ground themselves. When everything around them feels like chaos, the first thing they do is pause and breathe. Sounds simple, right? But don't underestimate the power of a deep breath when your heart is racing and your mind is spinning. That pause, that moment of stillness, it's where clarity starts. You don't need to rush. You need to root. Before you make the call, send the email, sign the contract, say yes or say no, take a moment. Create space between the situation and your reaction. That space is where your wisdom can rise. Once they're grounded, powerful women ask the right questions. Not just, what should I do? But what's the long-term impact of this? Does this align with my values? Am I doing this out of fear or from a place of power? These questions reframe the situation. They shift your mind from panic to perspective. And that shift is everything. Because when you make decisions based on fear, you usually end up regretting them. But when you make decisions based on clarity and truth, even if it's hard, you stand by them. And here's another thing powerful women do: they trust their inner knowing. That gut feeling you have. It's not random. It's wisdom. Your body often knows what your mind hasn't processed yet. And the more you practice listening to that voice, the louder and clearer it becomes. Powerful women have trained themselves to tune into that intuition, and they honor it. That's why some of the most successful women will tell you, "It just didn't feel right," or "Something told me to say yes." That something is intuition. And every woman has it. You just have to start trusting it again. Now, let's talk about analysis. There's nothing wrong with thinking through your options. Powerful women do that too. But they don't let analysis turn into paralysis. They gather the facts, they seek advice from people they trust, but they don't delay forever. There comes a moment when you have to stop gathering and start choosing. It's okay to not have 100% certainty. No decision in life comes with a guarantee. But indecision costs more than the wrong decision. And powerful women understand that. They also give themselves permission to fail. Let that sink in. Not every decision will lead to a win, and that's okay. Sometimes you'll choose wrong. Sometimes it won't work out the way you hoped. But that doesn't make you weak. That makes you wise. Because every failure teaches you something about yourself. It sharpens your instincts, it strengthens your courage, and it gives you stories that will help someone else. The most powerful women you admire. They've made mistakes. They've had regrets. But they didn't let those regrets define them, they used them to grow. And let's be real, sometimes the pressure comes not from the decision itself, but from the people watching you make it. Family expectations, social pressure, judgment from others. But powerful women don't let noise guide their choices. They stay rooted in their truth, even if it makes other people uncomfortable. They don't make decisions to please others. They make decisions that honor their purpose, their peace, and their potential. They also don't make decisions when they're emotionally triggered. When you're angry, sad, hurt, or even overly excited, it's not the best time to make big choices. Powerful women give themselves time to regulate their emotions first. They don't let temporary feelings create permanent consequences. That takes maturity. That takes strength. And it's something you can start practicing today. Now, let's talk about the pressure to be perfect. This is a big one. Many women struggle to make decisions because they're afraid of getting it wrong. But here's the truth, there's no perfect decision. There's only the best decision you can make with the information you have at that time. That's it. Give yourself permission to decide and evolve. Powerful women also know when to pivot. Just because you made a decision doesn't mean you're stuck with it forever. You're allowed to change direction. You're allowed to adjust. You're allowed to grow. There's power in staying flexible. There's wisdom in being humble enough to say, that path no longer serves me, and I'm choosing a new one. And lastly, they don't carry the weight alone. Powerful women seek wise counsel. They have mentors. They ask for help. They know that needing support doesn't make you weak, it makes you wise. Sometimes the best decision you can make is asking for advice, praying for guidance, or admitting you're not sure. And that honesty, that humility, is powerful. So here's what I want you to take with you today. You are capable of making bold, wise, and powerful decisions, even under pressure. You don't need to know everything. You just need to trust yourself a little more. You need to stop second-guessing your intuition. You need to give yourself space to pause, reflect, and choose with clarity. Every powerful woman you admire started somewhere. And she probably had moments where she doubted herself too. But she kept going. She kept choosing. And every time she did, she became stronger. You can too. Every time you make a decision, you're not just choosing a path, you're choosing a future. And you don't have to wait for the stars to align, or for someone to give you permission. You already have the permission. You already have the authority. And more importantly, you already have the power. So take ownership of your decisions. Even the small ones. Because the small ones add up. The way you show up today, the boundaries you set, the projects you say yes to, the ones you walk away from, these are all decisions shaping your reality. One of the secrets of powerful women is that they don't just react to life, they lead it. And leadership starts with decisions. Even when it's hard. Even when it's lonely. Even when it scares them. Now, I want you to think about a decision you've been avoiding. Maybe it's something you've pushed to the back of your mind for weeks, maybe even months. Maybe it's a yes you need to say. Or a no you've been too afraid to speak. Whatever it is, sit with it. Breathe through it. Ask yourself, what would the most powerful version of me do? Because that version of you, she already exists. She's just waiting for you to step into her shoes. And it starts with a decision. So here's your challenge this week. Make one bold decision that brings you closer to your truth. Just one. It doesn't have to be loud. It doesn't have to make sense to anyone else. But let it be real. Let it be yours. And then watch what shifts. You are not powerless. You are not confused. You are not too late. You are a powerful woman in the world. And powerful women make decisions that move mountains. And you know what? Even if you've made poor decisions in the past, even if you've doubted yourself, second-guessed yourself, or stayed silent when you should have spoken up, that doesn't disqualify you. That doesn't take your power away. It simply means you were learning. It means you're human. And it means you're still growing. Every woman I've ever met who walks in power didn't get there by making perfect decisions all the time. She got there by making real ones. By owning her choices. By learning from the wrong turns and still daring to choose again. That's what strength is. Not perfection. Not predictability. But the ability to choose, adjust, and keep going. So the next time pressure rises and your heart starts racing, take a deep breath and remind yourself, you've done hard things before. You've been here before. And you are capable of doing what needs to be done again. Don't let fear sit in the driver's seat. Don't let other people's opinions control the direction of your life. This is your journey. And it's time you start navigating it with intention and clarity. Powerful decision-making isn't about being aggressive. It's not about being cold or bossy or loud. It's about being grounded, rooted, clear in who you are and what you value. It's about making choices that reflect your purpose, not just your pressure. That's what makes women truly powerful, not just their ability to choose under pressure, but their willingness to do so with integrity, heart, and vision. So whether you're deciding to leave a job, start a new chapter, speak up in a meeting, or simply say, "This isn't right for me anymore," do it with your head held high. Because every decision you make in alignment with your truth is one step closer to the life you deserve. And if nobody's told you lately, let me remind you, you are capable. You are brilliant. And you are allowed to take up space, make choices, and lead with confidence. We don't shrink when the heat rises, we rise with it. That's what powerful women do. And I'll be right here, cheering you on every step of the way. And while we're still here together, let me take you a little deeper, because this isn't just about the big decisions. Sometimes, the most defining moments come from the tiny, quiet choices no one else sees. Like the decision to wake up early and spend 10 minutes with your thoughts before the world starts talking. The decision to eat something that fuels your body instead of numbing your feelings. The decision to pause before reacting. To walk away from a conversation that drains you. To choose peace over proving a point. These choices shape who you are. Not in some grand, dramatic fashion, but in steady, invisible ways that build strength, confidence, and character. So if you're listening to this and thinking, "But I'm not in a leadership position," or "I'm just figuring things out," I want you to hear me clearly, you are already leading. You're leading in your home. In your friendships. In your influence. In the way you carry yourself through adversity. Powerful women don't wait for someone to hand them a title or give them a platform. They decide to lead themselves well. And that kind of leadership, it multiplies. It overflows. It shifts atmospheres. You become the kind of woman who walks into a room and the energy shifts, not because you're loud, but because you're rooted. People feel your clarity, your calm, your direction. But that kind of presence, it's the fruit of decision-making done with care and courage over time. So if you're standing in front of a tough call right now, maybe it's about your relationship, your career, your boundaries, or your next chapter, take this episode as your reminder, you can do this. You know more than you think. And you're not here to play small. Your mind is wise. Your gut is louder than you've been taught to believe. And your power is in the pause. In the breath you take before you choose. So pause. Reflect. And then decide. Not based on fear. Not based on pressure. But from a place of vision. A place of peace. Because the more you practice thinking clearly under pressure, the more that pressure begins to serve you. It no longer controls you, it refines you. It calls out your courage. It polishes your perspective. It sharpens your sense of purpose. And before you know it, you're not the same woman who used to doubt her voice or hesitate at every crossroad. You're the woman who leads, who trusts herself, who builds things, who influences others by simply being who she was always meant to be. That woman, that future version of you, is already inside you now. So go ahead. Make the decision. Start the business. Leave what's draining you. Say yes to the calling. Say no to the pressure. Set the boundary. Book the flight. Write the email. Take the step. Because the world needs more women who don't flinch under fire, but rise, think clearly, and lead anyway. You are one of those women. And this podcast, this space we're creating, it's just the beginning of how we rise together. We're building something powerful here. One story, one episode, one decision at a time. If today's episode spoke to you, I want you to send it to a sister, a friend, a colleague, someone who needs to be reminded of her own strength. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that now. Because next time, we're going even deeper. We're talking about what it really means to build a powerful support system, the kind that elevates you, challenges you, and walks with you through fire. Until then, keep walking boldly, keep choosing wisely, and never forget, you were born for this. You are a powerful woman in the world. I'll see you in the next episode.